Well, ChatGPT is here and it's not going anywhere. Should realestate.com and Domain be worried? We're going to have a chat about this morning.
I'm the ringleader, so listen up.
Good morning.
AI. Good morning, Billy. How are you?
I'm good. Lisa, I've got a good one-liner here, and
Tell me.
It goes, disruption is knocking, and it's who's going to answer the door first.
Wow. You know, it's funny. ChatGPT, I reckon I started using it, Billy, about 6 months ago, maybe for the first time. And I was using it, every now and then, like every other day. Now I reckon I'm on ChatGPT about 100 times a day.
Yeah, you're one of the many 400 million weekly users.
That's crazy, isn't it? 400 million. It's actually nuts. So, guys, this morning we just want to draw down on ChatGPT. If you don't know what ChatGPT is, you got to be hiding under a rock. You definitely need to make sure that you've got that app on your home screen because you're going to be using it all the time. And there's other platforms, Billy, that are similar. But this morning we want to address, is ChatGPT or does AI have the capabilities of actually just completely obliterating the real estate portals? Let's talk about it this morning. First of all, I want to just talk about the costs involved, Billy, in getting your property out to the real estate portals. What do those costs look like we're Northern Beaches? What do they look like?
Yeah, so they've got two different pricing models. Realestate.com price it by location. So depending on your postcode, the price fluctuates a little bit. Northern Beaches, it's broken down in half. So from Manly through to Warriewood, we've got one set of pricing, which is about $3,600. Doesn't matter what price your property is. And then from Warriewood up to Palm Beach, it's a separate set of pricing. I think it's another $200 on top of that. So it's really expensive. It's like the number one online portal cost.
And the prices just went up. They've been going up year on year as well. That's a conversation for another time. But yeah,
Domain's a bit different. They price it depending on how much your property's expected to sell for. So it's got like 3 bands and it kind of goes up from there. But yeah, they're expensive.
Yeah, they're up there for sure. And, the thing is that whether or not you sell your property, you're still paying for the portals. And as you mentioned, Billy, whether you're selling a $700,000 apartment or a $17 million property, if you're in that particular area on the Northern Beaches or wherever you may be, that's a set price. So, it's up there. It honestly is. And as I mentioned, whether you sell, you don't sell, you still got to be paying that money. So it's interesting because I actually, over the weekend, I put into ChatGPT, I'm looking for a 2-bedroom apartment in DY up to $1 million. Then I'm just going to check this out and see what happens. And it went, brr, and it gave me a really good selection. Now, ChatGPT is still learning, it's still evolving, and ChatGPT is like your own robot as well. So how you train it is what it will give to you. So my ChatGPT and your ChatGPT, Billy, could be worlds apart. The other thing that a lot of people don't realize is you can actually do a deep search on ChatGPT. There's a little button that you click on that's down, I think it's in the left-hand corner of your ChatGPT. If you open it up, it'll give you this little drop-down menu. And if you click deep search, it's going to deep dive into layers and layers and layers of stuff. So here's the question. If I can do that now, and it gave me a very good wealth of information about what, in this instance, 2-bedroom apartments were currently available in DY. What does that look like over the months? What does that look like in the next 12 months? Will people be able to jump into ChatGPT or the likes and actually bypass the big real estate portals?
Yeah, well, it's going to pull in from local real estate agents' websites. local social media sort of pages. Anything that's considered a trusted source for the information you desire, it will look into. People are establishing these brands on social media and then become recognized as community sort of influencers, so it picks up on that. But the more you put in, the more you get out of it. So the more conversations you're having, the more it will learn where to go and look for this information. I think right now it's all about two things. One, consumer awareness. People just don't know about it as too much, so they're not going to it as their original source. That will. The other thing is, it's all like ChatGPT is learning in the background. So the better it gets in the background, it will. It's like the newspapers. It didn't happen quickly, but it happened very suddenly, and I think that's what's going to happen here.
Well, I can say this, and I feel like an old person for saying it, but I remember when the World Wide Web started. I was working for my parents actually in their business at the time. We had a massive private education college. And I remember getting on it, and you had these, you wouldn't remember, Billy, you're too young, but we had these little dial up modems. And so when you actually wanted to log on to the World Wide Web, the modem would make this really weird, like this really weird sound until it actually connected to the internet. And I'll never forget it. I remember my mum coming and sitting at my desk. She's like, "What's that noise?" And I was like, "Oh, it's this modem thing I'm connecting up to the World Wide Web." And she's like, "Oh, that's just sounds like a waste of time. We're never going to need to use that." And obviously that was quite some time ago. But, now my mum's 78. And I can tell you now, there wouldn't be a day that goes by where she's actually not on the internet looking stuff up, and she's 78. So these things do take time to take traction. The same thing happened with social media. I remember 7 years ago doing my first social media video of a property, and one of my girlfriends saying, "What are you doing putting this video of, why are you trying to sell a property on your Facebook account?" And finding it quite funny, like as if someone's going to buy a property off social media. And so you fast forward 7 years later, and of course, that couldn't be further from the truth. The thing is these days is people are so across technology. And when it grabs hard and it grabs fast. And it's just getting faster and faster and faster. So, like what I mentioned at the beginning of the show, with ChatGPT, I was using it once a day. Now I'm using it over 100 times a day. Um, you know, I think we can confidently say that over the next few months, the vast majority of people are going to be using ChatGPT. It's faster, it's more convenient, it's free. You got information in the click of a finger. So the fact that
crazy.
and
Honestly,
it's
crazy.
it's free.
Yeah. Have a look. Just have a look at this. So the property site usages between realestate.com averages 110 to 123 million visits a month. That's 62% of adult Australians, like the major footprint in Sydney. But you think that's a lot? Compare it to 400 million weekly users of ChatGPT, 122 million daily active users as of mid-2025. It's just unbelievable. But
Billy, I just want to draw down on this, that the costs of those real estate portals it's a lot. It's excessive. And certainly, realestate.com, there's no doubt they do an amazing job. They do a lot of the heavy lifting. And they're the biggest hitter in real estate in terms of getting your property live. Most people think to go to realestate.com. Most people think to go to Domain, but that comes at a significant cost. And then comes along something like ChatGPT, and you're a vendor and you're going, well, hang on a sec. I reckon Billy can tap in and say, I'm looking for a $1 million property in DY, and it's going to go brrr, and it's free.
Yeah.
And it's free.
Yeah.
And so I wonder what those real estate portals are actually doing. It'd be cool actually to get someone on and have a chat and see if we can just dig deeper into that, because if the answer is nothing, then I think that there should be some big cause for concern there.
Yeah, and it's not just buyers and sellers using it. You've got agent selection tools as a vendor. You can actually, research your agent based on the recommendations. Valuation bots, put a value on your property. Negotiation assistance. If you're going to an auction, it will tell you, how to sort of bid. Virtual inspections, investment analytics. This thing will do everything. So there's a lot of disruption coming.
It'll even be your best companion. I went away a few weeks ago, and I went up, well, not a few weeks ago, a couple of months ago now. I went up to go and visit my brother who lives in Singapore, and Mark was like, oh, a few days. I went with the kids. He's like, few days, awesome, all to myself. Anyway, he went and drove to a friend's farm, and he's like, I was so friggin' bored. I actually was having a conversation with ChatGPT. Like they were just chatting to each other the whole way down to Barrel. So it can be whatever you like. But, as I said, things are changing so quickly. Like if you look at everything that we use it for in our business now, initially I was just using it to help write copy on a property, but as I said, over 100 times a day I'm using it. This thing is replacing stuff so quickly. It's incredible. What do you reckon, Billy? You think it's going to replace us?
I was just going to say, I hope you don't replace me with it. True. I'll count my days lucky.
You're irreplaceable, Billy, the Pied Piper. Absolutely irreplaceable.
But it's true. You've got to stay tuned. If you haven't been using it, you probably are living under a rock. But go and have a look.
Yeah, try it out today, guys. Plug in there if you're out there and you're looking for a property. Plug in what you're actually looking for, and I think you'll be quietly surprised at the information that it comes back with. And it will tell you the sources that it's pulling it from. So it's not just pulling it from realestate.com. It's not just pulling it from Domain. It's pulling it from, as you mentioned, Billy, websites, social media platforms. It's pulling it from everywhere. So the multi-million dollar question is, will ChatGPT and the likes replace those real estate portals? I think they should be worried.
Not quickly, but it will happen suddenly.
Let's see. We may rewatch this back in 12 months, Billy. I think we need to relook this again.
Yeah, indeed. There you go.
There's a show. Thanks, guys. Thanks, Billy. Have a great day, everyone.